Andher Nagar, or Village of Darkness, was a secluded village in the northern part of India. According to the legend, the village was cursed by an evil spirit that lurked in the shadows of the moonlight. The spirit was said to be the soul of a former ruler of the village, who had been betrayed and killed by his own people. Every year, on certain days, marked in the Indian calendar, the spirit would return to the village and seek revenge on anyone who dared to stay there. The villagers had a ritual to avoid the wrath of the spirit. They would leave their homes and stay outside the border of the village until dawn. He decided to take a risk and visit the village that night. He wanted to see for himself if the legend was true, and if he could find any evidence of the spirit's existence. He packed his camera, his recorder, and his flashlight, and boarded a bus that took him to a nearby town. From there, he hired a taxi that drove him to the edge of Andher Nagar. The taxi driver looked at him with a mixture of curiosity and fear. "Are you sure you want to go there?" he asked. "It's not safe, especially on this night." Ravi nodded confidently. "I'm sure. I'm a journalist, and I'm here to investigate the legend of Andher Nagar." The driver shrugged. "It's your life, but don't say I didn't warn you." He stopped the car and pointed to a dirt road that led to the village. "That's the way. You'll have to walk from here. I won't go any further." Ravi thanked him and paid him. He got out of the car and grabbed his backpack. He looked at the road ahead of him and felt a surge of excitement. He was about to enter Andher Nagar. He walked for about half an hour until he reached the entrance of the village. There was a sign that read "Welcome to Andher Nagar" in Hindi, but it was faded and covered with dust. Ravi took a picture of it and entered the village. He was immediately struck by the eerie stillness of Andher Nagar. The village looked like it had been frozen in time, with dilapidated houses, crumbling walls, and broken windows. There was no sign of life, except for some dried leaves that rustled in the wind. Ravi felt a chill run down his spine as he walked through the deserted streets. He decided to set up his camp in the center of the village, where there was a small square with a fountain that had long stopped working. He pitched his tent, lit a fire, and took out his recorder. He spoke into it. "This is Ravi Thakur, reporting from Andher Nagar on October 25, RD 2023. I'm here to investigate the legend of an evil spirit that haunts this village on certain nights of the year. According to my sources, tonight is one of those nights. I'm going to stay here until morning and see if I can find any proof of the spirit's presence." He paused and looked at his watch. It was 10 p.m. He still had 2 hours until midnight. When the spirit was supposed to appear, it was a cold and foggy evening in November. Jake was driving home from work, feeling tired and bored. He turned on the radio, hoping to find some music to keep him awake. He scanned through the stations, but all he heard was static and news reports about the mysterious disappearances that had been happening in the area. He shrugged and turned off the radio. He didn't believe in any of that supernatural stuff. He was a rational and logical person who trusted science and facts. He thought the disappearances were probably the work of some serial killer or cult, and that the police would catch them soon. He drove on, following the familiar route to his house. He lived in a small town, surrounded by woods and fields. He liked the quiet and peaceful life, away from the noise and stress of the city. He had a nice house, a loving wife, and a cute dog. He was happy and content. He smiled as he saw the sign that welcomed him to his town. He was almost home. He sped up a little, eager to see his family. He noticed that the fog was getting thicker, and that the street lights were dim and blurry. He turned on his headlights, but they didn't seem to help much. He squinted his eyes, trying to see the road ahead.